So we'll be going over profit maximization in a purely competitive market. All right, so this will be a hopefully quick video where I will discuss what these two graphs represent. And in the description below will be a link to both my website page that has the economics on it. Hopefully this will already be up there by the time this video is up. And also there will be a link to a document that has a bunch of information about this stuff. Yeah, I think it's a good read. I created it myself, so it's probably 100% accurate, right? Because we all know that I'm always right. In this short run model, we have the marginal cost and the marginal product, all right? Then we also have the average total cost and the average variable cost, all right? Total cost is the cost of all expenses, which includes the average fixed cost and the average variable cost. The average variable cost is pretty much the cost of labor per quantity, right? Is the cost of labor per quantity at each level of Q. So the vertical distance between the ATC and ABC curve is the AFC, which is the average fixed cost, which is basically the average fixed cost is just the TFC, which is the total fixed cost, which is always constant, divided by the quantity, which is always increasing. So the average fixed cost is always decreasing. So that's the reason why the vertical space between these two graphs is always decreasing. All right, and as you can see, the point at which the marginal cost curve intersects the ABC and ATC curves represents the minimum point of said curves, right? So you can see that. And then the point at which the MC and MP curves intersect in this model is the short run equilibrium point. All right, you can read more about that on my website and on that document, right, as to what that means, okay? So now let's take a look at this long run model, okay? So in this model, we have all of the same curves, but in this case, what happens is that our MC and MP intersect at that minimum point of the ATC, right? That minimum point is always the point at which the marginal cost curve intersects the average total cost curve, right? That is always the minimum point of that average total cost curve. So in this case, that minimum point is also intersected by the marginal product curve line. So that is our long run equilibrium point, okay? Because at that point, there is zero economic profit. Here, the economic profit is the same as the distance between that minimum point and the MP, and then from there, right? So you could say that this is your economic profit, right? But here, there is no economic profit, okay? And if it's below this line, then there's a loss in economic profit. And if it's below the average variable cost, this intersection point, then the firm needs to shut down. And you can read more about that in either your textbook, if you're in economics, or you can see it on my website, of course, or on that document in the description. So that's pretty much it. Just read that document, because me going over it pretty much would just be a waste of time, a waste of your time, a waste of my time, especially because my time is obviously more important than yours. And yeah, so just go ahead and read that. It's in the description, and yeah, hopefully you understand what I talk about. If you don't, whatever, find someone else to listen to or something. I don't care. Bye.